Hey everyone, my name's Travis Heath. How y'all doing? I am a third year student at Christ for the Nations Institute, and I'm in my last semester. And there's definitely something that has been pressuring me. People have been asking me if I have, plans afterwards. What am I going to do? And even though they're all for me listening to God and for Him seeing where I'm going and showing me and directing me daily, there's still that underlining pressure of what am I going to do? Who am I going to be? And I've just been getting really wrapped up with that. And the enemy has been coming in through certain, back doors, side doors, trying to attack me. And God just really spoke to me today about something that really just let me be on track with Him and where I'm looking. So I want to read you something out of Matthew 14:22. And I'm just going to go ahead and read it. This is the ESV version. Immediately he made the disciples get into the boat and go before him to the other side, while he dismissed the crowds. And after he had dismissed the crowds, he went up on the mountains by himself to pray. When evening came, he was there alone. But the boat by this time was a long way from the land, beaten by the waves, for the wind was again against them. And in fourth watch of the night he came to them, walking on the sea. But when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were terrified, and said, "Is it a ghost?" And they cried out in fear. But immediately Jesus spoke to them, saying, "Take heart, it is I. Do not be afraid." And Peter answered him, "Lord, if it's you, command me to come to you on the water." He said, "Come." So Peter got out of the boat and walked on the water and came to Jesus. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid. He began to sink and he cried out, "Lord, save me." Jesus immediately reached out his hand and took hold of him, saying to him, "O you of little faith, why do you doubt?" And when they got into the boat, the wind ceased, and those in the boat worshipped him, saying, "Truly, you are the Son of God." Now, for me, this passage just talks about, stepping out, and you hear that Commandil or the song Oceans, and you're like, what does that really look like in my life? And God's just been revealing that to me, that I know where I'm going. My future lies in the steps for Peter, his future relied on the steps going forth in front of him. So his future in essence is Jesus. And where he's wanting to go is ultimately he's wanting to get closer to Jesus and go where Jesus is at and where Jesus wants him to go. And he says, "Call me out into the waters." And Jesus replied, "Come." Okay, so I'm in my last semester here, and I'm going into that next step, and I'm taking the steps towards where God's calling me to and where He's taking me. And oftentimes I feel like in that step, my future lies at the feet of Jesus. That where my future is and where God wants me to go ultimately lies at the feet of Jesus. And for me to take the steps towards where Jesus is standing, I have to seek and look at Him. But even it says for Peter, with Jesus standing directly in front of him, he caught glimpse of the wind. That's a distraction. That's a lie from the enemy. So the wind in my life has come in, whether it's finances, whether it's where am I going to live, the doubt in which if I can even make it outside of a place like CFNI. And so I constantly, those things are coming into my mind, and I'm focusing on those. And when I focus on, like Peter said, the wind, the distractions, the lies of the enemy, I tend to sink. And then I start worrying about the water. But it says here, Jesus reached out his hand and grabbed him. Meaning when he started to look at the distractions, even though that Jesus was standing right there watching him, he did not let him fall, and he lifted him back up to where he was eye level with Jesus. So his eyes were back on Jesus. And a lot of times I look at the distractions, I start to sink, and you have a choice there. And sometimes I have the choice to keep on sinking because it feels good, or it feels like past circumstances or the way I used to deal with things. And other times I start sinking and I'm like, Jesus, Jesus, I know because what you did in the prior, my past, I know that what you did there means that you can pull me up. You can grab a hold of me and show me my next step. And God was just speaking to me and showing me that my next steps are going to be in front of me. But the number one thing I have to do is I have to focus on Him, because my future lies at the feet of Him. And I can't get to my future unless I have my eyes upon Him to direct me. Because I'll be lost. I'll be looking at the wind. I'll be looking at the distractions. I'll be feeling the lies, seeing the lies. And that's just really what God's showing me. And I just wanted to share that with you because there's been a lot of pressure. Whether people don't say that they're pressuring me, I feel the pressure, and I put the pressure on myself, honestly, sometimes. And I just felt like I would share that with you and just what God's shown me today. And just wanted to hopefully be able to speak into your lives and just, give you some word and some personal experience in my life that I'm daily walking through. And some days I'm sinking, some days I'm walking, some days I'm looking just straight at Jesus. And but it's a constant journey towards the feet of Jesus where my future lies. And if I just look upon Him, if you just look upon Him, those steps will be directed in the right path. And along with the open door, closed door thing, if you're looking upon Jesus in every decision and every walk and every duration of your path, then it is going to be the right one, because you'll be seeking Him, you'll be seeing where His feet lie in your life, and you'll be headed towards the right path. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And once again, that was Matthew 14:22 through 33. So if you want to go ahead and read that as well. And just God bless you. I love you. Y'all have a good one.